Hi, my name is Teresa Jurgens, and I am the author of the Innovation Process book. We have been doing a reading of this book a little bit at a time. We are on currently episode 8, part 1, Waterfall NPD processes, and beginning of chapter 5, implementation of Waterfall NPD. You can scan the QR code on the screen to catch up on the previous episodes, and that will get you to my YouTube channel where we're covering each portion of the book. Part 1 is about waterfall, part 2 is about agile scrum processes, part 3 is about WAGILE, a hybrid process, and part 4 about lean new product development. So let's get into chapter 5. Implementation of Waterfall NPD. Chapter 2 discussed product development risk from a perspective of technical uncertainty and requirements uncertainty. When both of these elements are low, a simple project is deployed using a predictive project management methodology. For new product development projects, waterfall or staged and gated approaches are appropriate for next generation and incremental innovation. Strategy. Companies are faced with two directions that balance innovation and operations: exploration and exploitation. Exploration means embracing new opportunities for growth, often with top-line contributions of new revenue streams. Exploitation means supporting operations to become leaner and more cost-efficient. Firms that excel at exploitation learn to optimize their desired level of quality in production and customer service at the minimum level of cost. Such improvements lead to bottom-line contributions by reducing expenses. According to the Miles and Snow theory of strategy, there are 4 approaches to innovation that balance exploration and exploitation, as shown in figure 5.1 on the screen. Prospector, seeking first-to-market opportunities with new, often untested technologies, high exploration. Analyzer, a fast follower with established effective operational excellence, balancing exploration and exploitation. Defender, maximize profits from current product portfolio, innovates only if market position is significantly threatened, high exploitation. Reactor, lacking a cohesive innovation strategy, may be undergoing substantial changes in industry or leadership, ineffective at balancing exploitation and exploration. When a company focuses on operational excellence, projects will typically have low requirements uncertainty, and the firm will fully understand the technologies, low technical uncertainty. These types of new products include next generation offerings and incremental innovation. The organization's innovation strategy falls into a defender category so that the firm can maximize factory resources, exploitation, and minimize overall business risk, exploration. Most companies in the consumer packaged goods industry adhere closely to this strategy. By developing a product platform, such as a manufacturing technique or core product benefit, consumer packaged goods firms create numerous derivative products based on the primary platform. Take Oreo cookies as an example. The platform is a sandwich cookie, utilizing both a product feature and a manufacturing process as core capabilities. Derivatives include chocolate sandwich cookies with vanilla frosting, vanilla cookies with vanilla frosting, cookies with double frosting, and thin cookies with half the frosting. Additional seasonal derivatives include different colored frosting, green and red at Christmas, and different cookie imprints, ghosts and bats, at Halloween. When pursuing incremental innovations as a key strategy, such as different colored frosting for a sandwich cookie, a traditional waterfall process is effective and efficient for new product development. Risk factors for waterfall NPD process. An innovation strategy hints at the best NPD process, but the selection of a project management system is validated by examining the 4 risk factors: customer, financial, technical, and people. Waterfall processes are also the first choice for a company just beginning to adopt standardized project management processes for new product development. Staged and gated systems are often used in other areas of the business, particularly for construction and in executing operational improvement projects. Therefore, adoption of the methodology is easily extended to innovation. Waterfall processes are well understood throughout almost every industry to break down projects into manageable chunks. Milestones and deadlines frame project decisions just as gates frame a new product decision. In addition, existing literature is quite considerable, so an implementation of a staged and gated process is supported by a plethora of learnings, available training, and specialized industry recommendations. We also recommend that you start with a staged and gated NPD process if innovation is a new process in your organization, regardless of project complexity or product type, hardware, software, or applications. The waterfall process teaches discipline and consistency, which are important for repeatable product launch successes. Customer risk. For companies that are reevaluating the effectiveness of their NPD process, looking at the 4 risk factors identified in Chapter 1 can help guide the selection of the most appropriate project management system. Customer risk addresses how closely the company and especially the NPD teams interact with end users. Keep in mind that there are often several levels of buyers involved, and new product success ultimately depends on the acceptance by the end user, as shown in Figure 5.2 here. For example, one of our clients is considered the brand name producer of kitchen appliances, such as coffee pots, blenders, and toasters. They primarily import finished goods from Chinese manufacturers and hold inventory in North American distribution centers. Wholesalers and retailers like Walmart and Costco place large product orders with the producer and are viewed as the customer. Yet the true end user is the mom who receives a new blender for Christmas to make margaritas. However, the customer hierarchy model differentiates Dad as a customer who purchased the blender at the big box retailer in the first instance. Many companies with a staged and gated process focus on customers at the wholesale and retail level. In some cases, product packaging is driven by distribution. These customers have a set of product features requirements based on their understanding of the markets, trends, and competition. In other words, there is quite some distance between the producer and the end user. For example, in the pharmaceutical industry, a drug manufacturer is not the same company as the producer, which may also import finished goods for relabel from China. The drug company typically serves as the distributor, whereas the role of wholesaler and retailer are represented by a hospital system and prescribing doctor, respectively. An insurance company or Medicare is the customer who pays for the drug purchase, but the patient is the end user who consumes the drug. Pharmaceutical companies typically target hospitals and physicians with marketing, though recent television advertising also targets end users who then request certain drugs from their doctors. Therefore, if customer risk is medium to high due to lack of direct end user interactions by the producer, a staged and gated process can be effective for new product development. Note that the NPD team still must have in place an efficient and accurate way of gathering requirements, typically from higher level customers, yet typically they do not engage in frequent interaction or direct conversation with end users. Financial risk. When a company has low financial risk for NPD projects, it is a good candidate for a waterfall process. Work can largely be defined upfront, and it is easy to generate a rigorous plan, budget, and schedule to execute the project. Additionally, the piecemeal investment strategy of funding NPD projects by stage is ideal for incremental innovation projects. Often firms have lower financial risk due to favorable brand or category recognition. In other instances, financial risk is low because a new product is self-funded by prior generation sales. Because of requirements uncertainty, what, is low alongside low technical uncertainties, how, simple projects have lower financial risk by definition. Leveraging existing technologies to create next generation products does not typically require large capital investment. These low-risk aspects of a simple project extend to factory expansion, distribution, and supply chain. All are known entities for incremental innovation. So next time we'll finish up chapter 5 talking about technical risk and people risk. You can get your copy of the Innovation Process Book from Amazon by scanning that QR code or from a link below. I do recommend that you get the paperback copy because the number of tools and techniques and processes and charts and graphs that are in this book are a little easier to read in the paperback version than the Kindle version, my opinion. You can join the class starting on August 12th, 2025, in which we're going to dig into 6 weeks of all innovation processes. So thanks for tuning in. See you next time.